Hello and welcome to part 3 as we wrap up our notes here for substitution. I got one more problem I want to work with you. It'll take us a few minutes, and again, if you have, you're going to need a lot of space. Again, here are the two system, or here is the system we're going to solve. X is equal to, or I'm sorry, x plus 2y equals 4, and 2x minus y equals 3. And as we work through this, again, hit pause as you need to because there's a lot of material in here. When we look at this problem, here's what we notice is the issue. Now again, I'm going to label them equation 1 and equation 2. Neither equation 1 nor equation 2 have an isolated variable. So you have to isolate one. All right, you have to pick one of these variables and solve it and get it by itself on one side so that you can substitute it into the other one. So I'm going to pick this top one right here. And I like that the best because I notice that on the x there's a coefficient of 1 and I want to get one variable, so I have 1x. See, if I solve for this 2, I would then have to divide that 2 and I'd have these fractions I'd have to deal with. So I'm going to solve that for x. So I'm going to solve for x. Alright, so I'm going to subtract 2y to both sides, and if I do that I end up with x equals negative 2y plus 4. See, all I did there is I added negative 2y, I added negative 2y to both sides, so x is now isolated. So these two equations are the same. All right, those are the same, but now I can take this and substitute it just like we learned in the previous video. If x is this, I'm now going to take this and substitute it into equation 2. All right, so we're going to substitute x. I'll abbreviate there, substitute x into equation 2, and when I do that, I get 2, this 2, I'm taking this equation now, but instead of writing this x, I'm replacing it with that value of x, which is 2y plus 4. Minus this y right here, minus y, is equal to 3. Now, we're going to solve for y. Solve for y. Distribute negative 4y plus 2 times 4 is 8 minus y is equal to 3. I'm going to simplify this, combine like terms. Negative 4 plus negative 1 is negative 5y plus 8. Again, this is all first semester algebra stuff we should know by now. And now I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. And 3 plus negative 8, or 3 minus 8, is equal to negative 5. We divide that by negative 5, and this one's going to turn out really nice for us, isn't it? We end up with y is equal to 1. Good, we don't have to deal with that fraction this time. Okay, now we're going to substitute y to find x. Now the nice thing here is now that I know the value of y, I can pick any one of these three forms of the equations from the top. I'm looking at the top of the page here. I can pick equation 1 or equation 2, but remember, equation 1 is also written this way, x equals negative 2y plus 4. So I'm going to substitute that. I'm going to substitute this one down here. Since I know y is 1, now I have to find x, because that's what I'm doing now. You have to find both. So x is equal to negative 2 times 1 plus 4. All right, I work this out now. Negative 2 plus 4 is equal to 2. X equals 2. All right, and that is the solution. The solution is the ordered pair 2, 1 to this equation right there. And that's it. So that's what you have to do if you have an equation where you don't have any of the variables isolated. You have to isolate it first and then solve the problem. So that'll take care of this lesson. So please review it because it's not an easy one and you're going to have to be able to do it. And we'll see you soon.